Hey, good morning. This is Abasi Chatham with Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. We're here today at our office downtown at 313 East Bay Street. And today I'm here with Landon Kale from First Reliance Bank.
Yes, sir.
Today we're going to talk about VA loans. I'm a veteran. I have a lot of friends who are. And one of the questions that comes up often is, what can a VA loan do for me? What is it? What does all that mean? So I wanted to shoot a couple questions to you and see if you could answer some of them for me.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
All right, awesome. Did you want to tell us about yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sure. My name is Landon Kale. I'm originally from right outside of Memphis, Tennessee, which is a little different than Charleston, shall we say. It's a landlocked state, a landlocked area. Moved to Charleston originally in August of 2007 to attend Citadel. After graduating, really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and ended up getting into real estate sales. And about a year ago, I moved over to the mortgage business. So here we are today.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So the first question, of course, is what is a VA loan?
That's a great question. So many people today, whether they're a first-time home buyer or someone that they're on their second or third home, one of the biggest problems that they have or challenges that they have is really the down payment. So many people today, whether it's student loan debt or raising a family or just day-to-day expenses, they just don't have the down payment to put on a home. Even 3% is sometimes really, really hard for some people to have. Well, a VA loan is a loan product that is guaranteed by the Veterans Administration for eligible veterans and active duty military personnel, as well as eligible and qualified spouses of veterans who have died in service. And there's a few restrictions on that, but the biggest way to kind of think about it is, as a military veteran or active duty service member, you can get a home loan at 100% financing with no mortgage insurance, which is massive. It's absolutely incredible.
Wow, that is cool. So then that makes me wonder, who doesn't qualify? Who wouldn't be able to take advantage of a VA loan?
Great question. So if you have served in the military as an active duty service member for at least 90 days, then you qualify for a VA home loan. Now, as of 1992, when we amended the GI Bill of Rights, which enacted the VA home loan guarantee through the Veterans Administration, that opened it up for National Guardsmen and reservists who also qualify for a VA home loan. However, they have to serve for at least 6 years to become qualified. Now, what's really interesting is you can get a VA home loan as an active duty service member and as a veteran, but your spouse can also receive that benefit as well. And there's a few stipulations to it. But let's say that you're married to a service member who passed away due to a service-related incident, time of war, anything like that, and they are unmarried. They can qualify for your VA benefit. They have to be unmarried though. Also, spouses of veterans that have gone into a prisoner of war status or MIA, missing in action status, for at least 90 days qualify. And also spouses of service members who passed away, their spouses can also still qualify if they are over the age of 57 and they have married after December 16, 2003. So everybody reading this or watching this video right now, if they're getting married next week, then they qualify as long as they're age 57. Then they can do that. Now, some lenders may not go the full gamut. Some lenders might put restrictions on that, but that's what the Veterans Administration does say.
Okay, wow, that's great. Now, there's a lot of loan products out there. How does the VA loan differ from some of the other products?
So I would say the biggest thing is the 100% financing option, as well as the no mortgage insurance aspect of it. So many people today, when they get a new home, whether they're a first-time home buyer or they're on their second or third, let's just say they put 3% down. More than likely, they're going to have a monthly mortgage insurance payment. We can get around that monthly mortgage insurance payment through a few different mortgage insurance products, but predominantly most people are going to have a monthly mortgage insurance payment. And so a Veterans Administration loan or a VA loan allows 100% financing with no down payment, no monthly mortgage insurance, but also too, the credit profile for some of these people is a little bit different as well. There really isn't a set credit score per se. There are certain restrictions that lenders put on there, but the restrictions and the limits for these credit scores are usually slightly lower. You see most lenders around the 620 mark, so you have to have at least a 620 credit score to qualify for a VA home loan.
Okay.
Another aspect of the VA home loan is how we look at income, and this is a massive, massive part of the VA home loan guarantee, is that when we look at debt to income, for example, and debt to income is a metric that all mortgage lenders use for every mortgage product out there, and what a debt to income ratio is we look at all of your monthly payments and liabilities on your credit report. We add all those payments up, so it's really like car loans, student loans, credit card debt, things like that, the monthly payments you make on those. And then we also take the future proposed house payment, so the house that you're looking to purchase, that future payment, we add those two numbers up and divide it by your gross monthly income, pre-tax income, and we kind of look at that ratio. And typically, most mortgages have a 45 to a 50% debt to income limit, where your total monthly debt profile, including the new house payment, cannot go over 45 to 50%. What's really, really interesting about the VA home loan is there's really not a set limit per the VA's guidelines. Each lender might set a certain restriction on there, but the VA doesn't set a maximum. What they really go off of, and what makes a VA home loan so interesting, is that they do something called residual income. So we look at how much cash you have left over after all expenses are paid for each month based on the household size. And that opens up so many more possibilities for people. Another thing that I think is going to be massive for a lot of the future purchasers of homes with a VA home loan is how we look at student loan debt. So let's say, and a lot of millennials and young professionals are dealing with this today, and one of the hardest things that I have when qualifying someone for a VA home loan or any home loan is student loan debt. Let's just say, for example, you just got out of college, and even though you're not paying on that student debt yet, it's in deferred status, I still have to calculate a monthly payment.
Oh, really?
I still have to calculate a monthly payment, and for some people that is a terrible, terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
So to make things easy, let's say you have a $50,000 monthly, or excuse me, a $50,000 balance on your student loan debt. I have to use 1% of that unpaid principal balance each month as a monthly payment, even though it's deferred.
Okay.
That's for most conventional FHA loans, all the gamut. However, VA home loans are really unique in that as long as those student loans are deferred for at least 12 months after closing, I don't have to count it. So I don't have to count it in your DTI, your debt to income profile.
Okay, wow.
Another really cool aspect of a VA home loan is for active duty service members and also veterans that are receiving VA disability compensation. As an active duty military personnel, most of the time they're receiving something called BAH, or Basic Housing Allowance, or BAS, Basic Supplemental Allowances.
Yep.
Well, those are non-taxable income streams.
Okay.
And I can actually gross that income up 25%.
Oh, wow.
Since it's non-taxable. For veterans and other service members that are receiving a VA disability compensation that's non-taxable, I can gross that up too. So the way we calculate income is very, very unique for VA home loans that we really don't see in other loan products.
Wow. That is great. It sounds like it's a great advantage for veterans and service members.
It is. I never served in the military, Bossy. It's one thing that I was never able to do, sadly, even though I went to the Citadel. I failed my flight physical, so I was never able to do that. And then when I decided to try to join the military later down the road, I was kind of too old, and it kind of just didn't work out at that point. But if I was eligible for a VA home loan, that's really the only loan I would look at getting.
Wow. That's huge. Now, are there any homes that don't qualify for a VA loan?
There are. So you can get a VA home loan for a single family detached home, so your typical run-of-the-mill home, townhomes, and condos. The only caveat to this is condos have to be on the approved condo list per the Veterans Administration. Okay. So if anyone's looking to use their VA home loan benefit for purchasing a condo, we have to first check to see that it's on the VA's list of approved condominium complexes. Okay. That's really the major thing. Okay. You can also use a VA home loan for a mobile home, but some lenders do that and some lenders don't. It just depends on the lender.
Okay. Now, some people might be watching this video and saying, hey, that I fit, I can do this. How long of a process is it to go from, thinking about it to being into your home for a VA?
It really depends on the person. I always like to tell people, let's start out, before you look at homes, let's start out with the pre-qualification or pre-approval stage. So many people, sadly, they go and start looking at houses and they fall in love with a certain neighborhood, and when they finally do come to the mortgage lender or the mortgage banker, they soon find out that it's just not going to work. And so I would say to everyone, let's start out first getting pre-qualified, pre-approved. That's where we're going to look at basic initial documents. So most recent 2 years W-2s, most recent 2 years tax returns, most recent 2 pay stubs, most recent 2 months full bank statements. That's really the key documents, and then retirement accounts if they have them, things like that.
Okay.
But I would say let's start out doing that. But once you have found a house that you not only qualify for on an income level, but that you like and you want to purchase, it's about a 30 to 40 day process.
Okay.
We can do it at First Reliance in about 30 days.
Okay.
And honestly, we can do it slightly faster. The biggest thing with a VA home loan is, since we have to go through the Veterans Administration to get the appraisal ordered and the appraisal completed, we're kind of at the mercy of the VA sometimes, and if they are in a busy season like we are today, sometimes take a couple weeks to get that VA appraisal back.
Okay.
So I always like to tell people about 30 to 40 days, but we can get it done at 30 as long as we have all the documents and we're ready to go.
Okay. And you did mention something I think that is important. You said that they have to have 2 years tax returns. What were the other documents?
So most recent 2 years W-2s and or 1099. So a lot of self-employed people are on a 1099 versus a W-2. Most recent 2 years full federal tax return. So we really don't care too much about the state taxes.
Okay.
We really just want to see the federal. So the full 1040 with all the schedules on there. Most recent 2 pay stubs covering a 30-day pay history as well as a year-to-date income. And then full bank statements for the most recent 2 months, so checking and savings accounts and things like that. We want to see the full statements.
Okay.
And then if they do have a retirement account, let's look at the retirement accounts as well. And we really only want to see the retirement accounts of some of these things if we need to show some type of assets at closing, depending on the credit profile. We might need to show at closing they have assets left. Even though the Veterans Administration allows for 100% financing, depending on the credit profile and the credit risk of the individual, we might need some compensating factors sometimes.
Okay, gotcha. Well, one last question. As people are watching this video, they'll probably have a few questions. What are some questions that they should ask the real estate agent or loan officer? I
would first off ask a mortgage banker or mortgage lender what type of fees they're going to be charging that customer. You can see a wide range of fees from different mortgage brokers that act as middlemen to direct lenders like myself. At First Reliance, we're very, very unique in that we charge a flat fee of $710 for all VA loans.
Okay.
So we don't really care if you purchase a $100,000 house or a $400,000 house. That fee is set at $710. I would also ask them, how does my credit look, or is it going to benefit me in any way to wait a little bit, or what? And what I really stress is, don't necessarily think about it from how much home can I afford? And that, I think that's a really great question to ask in some instances, but I see so many times people say, well, how much home can I afford? Like, what is my price up to? Well, I like to look at it from a monthly budget standpoint because, we look at it from a total cost each month, and you can actually afford a higher purchase price for a single family home that doesn't carry flood insurance or doesn't carry a monthly HOA regime fee. When we get into condos have such a high regime fee depending on the development that's going to eat into our budget. So I would say, let's look at how much as a dollar amount on a monthly budget can I afford, because that's really going to allow them to go out in the marketplace and really shop more intelligently.
Okay, and live a comfortable life.
Exactly. In today's world with interest rates starting to rise, the VA home loan is actually a lower interest rate now than conventional loans.
Oh, wow.
Prior to the mortgage crisis of 2007, 2008, VA home loans and FHA loans, government-backed loans, they actually had a little higher interest rate than conventional loans. But now, moving post-mortgage crisis, We actually see the VA loans and the FHA loans, the government-backed loans, have a lower interest rate. So it's a great time to buy, especially with all the benefits that come with a VA loan, and it's a really, really cool product.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much, Landon. I really appreciate you talking about the VA loan. I hope that people found it informative. And if they need to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Great question. So you can reach me directly at First Reliance Bank. My desk line is 843-375-3664. They can also reach me directly on my personal cell phone. I'll give out my personal cell phone. Area code 731-616-183. I still have my old number from West Tennessee. Everybody has that number, so it's kind of hard to change it.
Yeah.
And they can also reach me directly on my business email at lkail@firstreliance.com.
All right, awesome. And I'm Abasi. You can reach me at 843-446-5326. We'd love to help you out with finding your next home. Thank you. I hope you found it informative. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.